Okay, so welcome back, everybody, again. I believe it's week 4 of the Smai Tawi or Kinetic Yoga series. And as always, we always begin Ua Capri. So if you'd like to come to an inclined position on your mat, lying on your back, feet are about 2 foot apart, and the arms just about a foot away from the sides of the body, palms facing up. And just giving the body time to acknowledge that it has support of Geb. Geb is the earth. So just a natural breathing gesture at the moment as you allow the body to connect to the support of the earth and all those muscles that have been keeping us upright and working against gravity all day, whether we've been sat or stood, and actually relax, at least for the next 5 minutes. And then come into the breath, and we're going to take 9 purification breaths. So we initiate a long, slow inhalation through the nose. We pause at the end of the inhalation, we open the mouth, and we release the breath slowly with some sound. Pause for a moment, close the mouth, inhaling slow and deep again. Come to the end of the inhalation, pause, open the mouth, and slowly release. Pause, close the mouth, inhale through the nose. Pause at the end of the inhalation, open the mouth and release. Pause, close mouth, inhaling through the nose, slow and deep. Feel the belly, chest rise. Pause at the end of the inhalation, open the mouth and release. Closing the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Pausing at the end of the inhalation, opening the mouth and release. Pause, close the mouth, inhale through the nose. Feel the full expansion. Pause at the end of the inhalation, open the mouth and release out through the mouth. I'll make sure all the air is out. Pause, closing the mouth, inhaling through the nose. Filling all of the rib cage, expanding the belly. Pause at the end of the inhalation, open the mouth and release. Pause, close, inhale through the nose, full expansion. Pause, open the mouth, long, slow release. Pause, close the mouth. Inhale once again. Pause, open the mouth and release. One more in your own time. Then come into inhaling and exhaling out through the nose. Meeting the momentary pause between the inhalation turning to an exhalation and the exhalation turning to an inhalation. If you like, you can just take a little advancement of this practice, and you can have a sense of drawing the inhalation through the crown, down through the center of the chest, down through the center of the abdomen, all the way down to the perineum, space between the genitals and the anus. Meet the pause, and then have a sense of exhaling back up through this central line, central axis, all the way up out to the crown. Meet the pause. Draw the breath in again through the crown, having a sense of drawing the breath. Even though you're breathing through the nostrils, you just have a sense of drawing the breath through the crown, down through the central axis of the body to the perineum, meeting the pause, exhaling up through that same central axis and out through the crown. The crown can actually feel a little bit cool when you do this, bearing in mind that the skin is the largest organ of the body and breathes just as we breathe in through the nostrils or the mouth. The skin also breathes for us. And also by doing this, you are building some awareness of the central axis or central channel, the Jed pillar. So we take the Jed pillar, the SARS, back, if you like, is one of our standing postures, but it also relates to this central axis running through the body. In classical yoga, this is known as the central or middle nadi, mudya nadi, or shushumna nadi. This is my Tawi, Jed. And then just relax that orientation if you decided to take it up, and just let the breath settle down, not giving it any direction, nice and settled. And either following my instructions or finding your own way up to to standing, or you can turn the palms over, slide the feet up so that the soles of the feet on the floor, knees are pointing up. Gently lift up the buttocks, slide the hands underneath the buttocks, palm facing down, and then raising the legs vertical, and then using that as a fulcrum to swing you forward up into a long-legged seated posture. And from there, you can either cross the legs and just roll over, both hands on the floor, bring one foot to the floor, bring the other foot to the floor, and come to standing. So again, I'm just going to reiterate primary standing pose. Makut, heels together, feet slightly pointing out, making like the base of a triangle or a pyramid. Hands relaxed down by the sides, relax the buttocks, and just lengthen up through the body. If you can get a felt sense of that central axis, which we were just breathing through, try and get a felt sense of that. And you'll notice that the body micro adjusts when you feel into that central axis, and actually you may start to feel a little bit taller. And then we're just going to move into Mukut Heru. So that is just closing the fingers into making gentle fists, thumb out on the top. And we're in Mukut Heru. And from there, we're going to go into the Jed Sanyuat. Sanyuat means posture, or asana, if you like. It's the Kemetic word for asana, Sanyuat. And bring the left hand to the right shoulder, right hand to the left. And just put a little crook angle in the wrists. And we are standing in Jed Asar Pillar. And we will often take this posture at the beginning, representing self-mastery, self-discipline. Because in one hand we will have the flail, self-discipline. And in the other hand we have the crook, self-mastery. And which is just another way of acknowledging the movement practice. It is not just simply about moving the body and getting it into different sort of shapes, but it actually is a process of self-discipline and self-mastery. So we can be in this posture, Sanyuat, and just acknowledge that we are here, ready to move forward in our Smai Tawi union, wholeness, recognition of the wholeness of all that we are. And then we can just relax that down, let the arms come down, turn it so the arms are facing forward, slightly away from the sides of the body, little bend in the elbows, and there we are in Salket. So Ket is the gatekeeper, guardian to the ancestors. And we can also spend a moment in Smai Tawi, acknowledging as an act of reverence and remembrance those who laid the path for us and came before us. We are the immanent expression of that. of all those who came before us, all the way down into our DNA. And then just relax. And we'll just move into the transition through car. Inhaling, putting the weight in whichever leg's comfortable for you, raising the arms up and stepping out, exhaling, arms turn out and come down to the side. Inhaling and stepping in, exhaling, arms come down to the side. We'll just go to the opposite side this time, inhaling. Inhaling, coming up, stepping in, exhaling, arms down to the side. And just relax for a moment. Of course, we go through our gentle warm-ups. So just dropping the chin to the chest. And just making 3 rotations, nice and slow. In all things, be supremely kind to yourself. In all things, take supreme care of yourself. So no overdoing it, no striving. The very fact that you're here, engaging in this process, is enough. Move within your own range, at your own level of comfort. And rotate in 3 directions the other way, finishing with the chin on the chest, or as close to it as is possible for you. And then just starting a gentle weaving and body bobbing movement side to side, slowly lifting the chin away from the chest, raising the head up till it comes on straight. And then just let it rock into place, relax the shoulders. So we won't always do all of the warm-ups that I explained in the very first class, just because of time and adding on to the sequences. We'll do the most important ones. So we're just going to also now rotate the shoulders, raising them up towards the ears. Inhaling, as it were, as we go. And then we curl them round, closing the shoulder blades as we lower them down. Round them, opening the shoulder blades as we bring them up. On an inhale, exhaling, rotating them back, down, closing the shoulder blades. And we'll just go 3 times in this direction. So this will be the 3rd time. And starting with the shoulders relaxed, we're going the other direction. So curl them back, closing the shoulder blades, bring them up towards the ears, round, open the shoulder blades, exhaling, lowering down. And 3 times in this direction. That's 2 for me. 1 more. And release out. So the main thing is to work with all of the main girdles, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankles. So we'll just do, and we'll still also the side body. So we want to get our tilt on. So inhaling, coming into standing car. And then reaching the right hand over towards the left. Left hand takes hold of the right. At that point, then we tilt to the left, opening up the right side body. And then release, coming back up to center. Right arm comes back into static car. Left hand reaches over. Right hand takes hold of left. And we tilt to the right, opening up the left side body. And we come back up to center. Right hand to left. Take hold. tilt, coming back up to center, back to static car, left to right, reaching, holding, tilt, and back to center. One more, right hand reaching to left. Left hand takes hold of the right, and we tilt to the left, opening the right side body, and release. Come back to static car, left hand over to the right. Right hand takes hold, gentle tilt, and release. Holding car there for a moment. Nice inhale. Rotate the hands out, exhale, bring them down to the sides. So we're going to use transition, the car movement in transition. So again, whatever your space allows for will depend which way you step out. We're inhaling, raising the arms up to car, transferring the weight into one leg, stepping out with the weight, with the leg that hasn't got the weight on, exhaling, bringing the hands down to the sides. Very good. And we can just place the hands on the hips and just some gentle rotations. Try to isolate the movement. So pushing, tilting forward, tilting back, rotating round. Try to isolate the movements just in the hips. And just do 9 rotations in whichever direction seems natural for you to go in first. And once you've done 9 rotations, then rotate the other way. And do 9 rotations the other way. And gently release. Just so that we can get slightly more wider stance. Again, inhaling through car, transfer the weight, open the foot, exhale down. And just from here, we're going to inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the hands through the open legs. Inhale, open, and little back bend. Exhale down, swing the arms through. Inhale up, ventral open. Exhale down, swinging through. Inhale up. So, saluting Geb. Which is the earth. And the sky, which is Nut. And again, we do about 9 of these. And we increase our numbers by multiples of 3. Inhale, last one up. Exhale, bring the arms down by the side. Transfer now again, using the moving through car. Inhale, transfer the weight. Bring one foot in. Pulling it all the way in. Inhale, come through again, through car. Bring the other foot in. And back into Murkut. Very good. And we're just going to also rotate the knees. Just place the hands on the knees, give them some support. And just a gentle rotation round. Nine rotations in whichever direction again seemed natural for you to go to begin with. And then 9 rotations in the opposite direction. Relax. And just bring your foot slightly forward, right foot, left foot, whatever works for you. And just rolling over the toes. So this is rotating the ankle, the hip a little. And then go in the opposite direction, which always feels really awkward. And relax that, come back to Makut. Bring the other foot forward, one that you didn't just do. And again, rotating, rolling over the toes. So the toes get a little bit of a stretch and flex as well. And then the other way, the awkward way. And come back to Makut. And just pause for a moment and just take up Salket, Nukpu Salket. And just take a few purification breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Release the hands down, transitioning through moving car, inhaling, bring the arms up, bring the weight in one leg, stepping out with the other. Exhale, arms down to the side, just to get slightly more of a wider stance, not like horse stance in Qigong, but just a little bit wider, so they're at least the shoulder width apart. Inhale once again, bring the arms up to car, weight transfer, exhale, hands coming down. And we're just going to go through little warm-ups to get us moving towards our first posture, which is Nun, the primordial ocean, primordial waters. So we inhale, raising the palms, facing the palms up. Inhale, raising the arms all the way up into prayer position, or the version of Tekken Sema, with the palms together. We exhale, come down through the midline, start sinking at the knees, sinking the bottom down. Release the hands. Inhaling, still before the hands come anywhere near the floor. Then it's like you're sweeping the floor with the hands. They don't have to touch the floor, but you're sweeping the floor. Inhaling as you start to come up. Exhaling as you almost come up straight. Hands to the side. Then you start your inhale again. Exhale. Sinking, inhaling, sweeping. Straightening, exhaling. Lengthening. And you're up straight. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Arms coming up. Tekken, Sema or prayer hands. Sema. Calming down. This time coming into squat as much as squat is available to you. Whether it's here. If it's here, that's as far as you can go, then that's fine. Just bring your hands to the center of the chest. If you can come down into squat, that's all good too. And remember, our mudra. So as we come up from Nukpu Nun, we open the fingers at a time. So we inhale, we start to come up, we release the little fingers, the ring finger, the middle finger, we create a triangle pyramid, still inhaling, and we separate completely, fingers point backwards, gentle back bend, exhaling, we start to come down, we bring the pyramid back together first, index finger, ring finger, middle finger, we'll back down, Nukpu Nun. Inhale, we go again. Exhale, coming down. Again, inhale. Exhale, coming down. Pause, transition to Shu, Nukpu Shu. So we create the lotus mudra. Tips and little fingers stay together, thumbs stay together, all the other fingers open. And we inhale, coming up, separating. Arms come out to the side, light car, but the palms are pointing upwards. And we come up onto the toes. We exhale, we release and relax down a little bit. Inhale, separate heaven and earth again, Shu. Exhale, come down. Inhale, pushing up onto toes. Exhale, come down. One more time, inhale, push up. Exhale, come down. And again, inhale, push up, come onto the toes. Exhale. One more, inhale, pushing up, separating heaven and earth. Exhale, relax, come down. Relax the arms down by the side. Push you. Now the feet will probably be pointing at an angle outwards. Turn them so that they're pointing forwards. And from here, we go straight in to Asa or Aset, takes their throne. So as we inhale, it's like we're sitting down in the chair and we bring the arms up to shoulder height, point the hands forward, sit the bottom down. Exhale, we stand, lengthen the legs. Hands go past the thighs and we extend the wrists and we come up onto our toes. And then we inhale, we come back down, taking our throne. Exhale up onto the toes, hands past, extend the wrists. Inhale, take the throne. Exhale. Inhale. So this is you in recognition of your divine sovereignty as embodied consciousness. One more. Take the throne, pause for a moment. Exhale. And relax. Beautiful. So we're going to transition to Merkut. Inhaling into transition car. One foot in, other foot in. Exhale, hands down. And just open into Salket. Nukpu Salket. And just allow the breath to find its own natural rhythm and depth. But just bring a little bit of control in terms of just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just taking probably up to about 9 breaths. So between each trinity or triad of movements, postures, we always come to either Salket or Jed. And we just spend 9 breaths or more if needed to integrate the postures. And relax the hands down. And now we move into the beautiful Aset, or Isis as you may know her. She's not pictured here, although this is Horus to my left and Ma'at on my right. And in many ways, they are just different versions of Aset. Very much the same in classical Hindu yoga, just various different expressions of Shakti with different names, but to represent different aspects of the qualities of divinity. So first we move through Aset's flight, remembering that Asar, a consort, has been dismembered and all his members have been cast all over the place. So she takes flight to gather all of those parts back. Aset representing pure love, deep compassion, great wisdom. So for this, we inhale, we bring the arms up, but the palms are facing down. The backs of the hands come together. And as we exhale and the arms come down, it's like they're pushing us off the floor. So we come up onto our toes. And then we inhale again. We lower to the heels. We raise the arms up again. Lengthen through the body. Backs of the hands come together. Exhale, arms coming down, pushing us off the floor. So the heels come up, hands come together at the center. And then we're inhaling again, raising the arms up again, lowering ourselves down to the heels. The knees may be slightly bent, and then we lengthen through the legs and the body. And then we exhaling again, coming up onto the heels, then lowering down, raising the arms up. Hands come together, lengthen through the body. Inhale, arms coming down, up onto the toes, off the heels. Exhale, lowering back down to the heels, knees bent. And as the arms come up, we lengthen, straighten those legs. And we go again. Exhaling down, up onto the toes, lowering down to the heels, inhaling, raising the arms up. Backs of the hands come together. Exhale. Up onto the toes, off the heels. Inhaling, lowering to the heels, raising the arms up. Backs of the hands come together. Exhaling, arms coming down, pushing us off the floor, up onto the toes. Inhaling, lowering onto the heels, knees bent slightly. And then lengthening. And then last exhale, just allow the arms to float down. Coming into Makut. Just taking a breath. So Aset has assembled all the members of Asar bar one, because a fish ate his phallus. And there's a reason behind this, which is why Heru is manifest and born from Aset. So that's the only member which Aset is not able to retrieve. But she's retrieved all the other members, and now she's going to initiate the rebirth, the resurrection of the body through her great compassionate love. So we just raise the arms up slightly in front of us, One hand is slightly higher than the other. We're still in Murkut. And we're going to inhale. We're going to open the arms up, tilt the head back, really open the chest. Hips slightly moving forward. And then we're going to exhale. Now, as we exhale, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to wrap our arms around us. One hand to the shoulder, one hand just underneath the opposite armpit. Feel the connection where the hand's touching the shoulder, because we want to wrap the arms around the opposite way. So if you can stay focused on the sensation of touch there, that'll help you to remember which hand you need to wrap around the opposite shoulder. So we inhale, we stand, lengthen, open, exhale. Opposite hand comes to the opposite shoulder now. Other arm goes underneath. Connect to the sensation, knees bend. And then we inhale, we open. Great heart of compassion. We exhale. We close as we wrap a saw with that great heart. Switching hands to alternating shoulders in each movement. Open. Exhale, close. Wrap. Bend the knees. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Wrap. Bend the knees. You can make this as graceful and as fluid as feels good for you. Bending the knees when we wrap and come down. Lengthening, opening as we open the arms. Alternating which shoulder hand goes to, which underneath the arm, the opposite hand goes to. Beautiful. Open one more time. And relax. Let the arms float down. And Sa's body is restored. And spirit returns, Ka. So for this, as we inhale and raise the arms up into Ka, we also come up onto our toes. And then as the hands turn out and we exhale, arms come down, we come back down onto the fullness of our feet. Inhale, up onto the toes. Exhale, back to the feet, knees are bent. Inhale, up onto the toes, Ka. Exhale, landing, returning to a Sa, Ka, spirit, enabling the full resurrection. And the first resurrection, in terms of mythology, and thinking that a Sa, in many ways, can also be seen as the son of consciousness. So you can see where some of the aspects of Christianity get their references from. And lower down. And relax. Open the hands out. Nukpu Selket. Just taking a few breaths, allowing for integration. And then releasing the hands down by the sides, making Mukut Heru, so closing the fists. So this is a transition move and how we would normally move from standing postures to the floor. So we're going to transfer the weight into, again, whichever leg feels most natural for you to do so. Just lift the opposite foot up off the floor a little. We're going to step about 1.5 foot, putting the heel down first. If you focus on the leg which has got the weight in it, driving that knee forward, it will help with balance. Heel comes down, toes come down, which bring us back up into an upright stance. And from there, then we can just bend the knees, come up onto the toes of the back foot, bring the knee all the way down of the back foot. You're on your front foot, and then just bring the other leg down. And if it's comfortable to come down and sit on the knees, all good. If you need to just put your hands on the floor, cross the legs, roll over onto the seat, that's all good too. Lengthen the legs. And again, from there, find your posture as you come to lie down on the mat. Feet again about 2 foot apart. But this time we bring the left hand onto just below the sternum, right hand, and we bring the 2 thumbs to connect, making again the imagery of a pyramid, pretty much kind of like the heart center. So you'll be laid down in that posture. Feet 2 foot apart. The upper arms, elbows, shoulders should still be resting on the floor. So it's maybe me have to work a little bit to get the thumbs to meet, either by moving the hands up or down, just depending on where you place them. Come to the breath, inhaling in through the nose and out through the nose. Or Capri. But now this is after we've moved through Sanyuats, our poses, our postures, asanas in classical Indian, Sanskrit language, Sanyuat or Sanyu in Smai Tawi. And we want to integrate. So just come into the breath, in through the nose, out through the nose, meeting the pause. Just as the inhalation turns to an exhalation, as the exhalation turns to an inhalation. Also getting a felt sense of the whole of the body, from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Just be aware of sensations. So again, before we started, I was talking about the purpose of Sanyuat postures, Smai Tawi in terms of what's the purpose of the physical postures. Well, we embody the qualities of the Neteru, the deities. We are creating better alignment within the body, lengthening the spine, bringing the hips more in line with the legs, the shoulder girdle more in line with the torso, the arms. So we're not focusing on alignment in terms of a posture should look a certain way, but we are creating a much more holistic alignment of the body through the movements, through the postures. So we are realigning maybe out of bad habits. we're realigning the body so that it is in a much more conducive to wellness alignment, conducive to longevity alignment. So obviously wellness and longevity were important for spiritual aspirants. The longer you have in this body, the more chance you have of recognizing your essence nature, with the notion that if one doesn't, you obviously return again, and you keep returning to embark on the journey until you come to a state of full recognition of all that you are. And by most spiritual traditions, you then get a choice as to if you return and in what capacity that you return. And this is very deeply understood and expressed in a lot of the tantric Buddhist traditions, but also in classical Indian Tantra too. So feeling sensation, noticing how the body feels ideally more aligned, both physically and energetically. So maybe the sensations you're experiencing are not just the movement of blood around the arteries and the capillaries and all this kind of stuff, but you're also feeling the flow of sekhem, vitality, life force, energy. You can maybe take a little bit of a moment to become aware of that central axis, jed pillar running through from the crown to the perineum. Maybe your awareness of this is a little bit more acute than when we first started. So as well as those kind of physical benefits, there's also the benefits of embodying the qualities of the Neteru: loving compassion, sovereignty, self-mastery, self-discipline. The first movement of Nukpu Nun being the primordial waters and expanding out into multiplicity and duality is an act of will. It's that moving up out of the squat as Nun, choosing to expand into this multiplicity. This is what you're embodying. The return of the spirit Ka into Asa. So an affirmation through movement, through posture, of a reconnecting to the spirit of life. Sets determination to fly around to find all the parts to bring Asa back together through her deep wisdom and compassion. So these movements are telling one of the mystery schools, assertion stories of creation, but they're also giving you an opportunity to embody these qualities of the Neteru. And in whatever way works for you, finding your way up to a comfortable seated posture. And we'll close again this evening's session. Maybe you'd like to join me in 3 rounds of the Hekau. Hekau means word of power. So classical Sanskrit mantra in Smai Tawi, Hekau. And we'll use Ankh. So first, I just want to again honor you and thank you for showing up this evening and being part of the Smai Tawi practice. And also the other powers and forces, seen and unseen, for making this possible. And of course, with reverence to my own ancestors, the healed and well ones, and the great masters of wisdom, and to those in the various locations that I see on my screen, your ancestors too. Give thanks and reverence. And our practice we dedicate for the highest benefit of all beings. As it is, so let it be said, so let it be done. And we'll close with 3 rounds of Ankh. Nice breath in. Om. Nasalize the sound and you emphasize the k at the end. Nice breath in. Om. You can have a sense of sending the k up through the crown. One more. Nice breath in. Om. Om. Ujja. Seneb. Life, health, prosperity. Thank you all again for being here, and hope to see you all next week.
Thanks, Rowan. See you next week.
Thank you. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. See you next week. Bye, everybody.